KUGAN, CASSIUS, IFL TV, MTK Global, the public workout here for next week's O2 show. Dave Allen against Lucas Brown, Chisora Gashi. I'm joined by Mr. Dillian Whyte. I'm going to stop introducing you as Dillian Whyte's brother. I think it's just Dillian Whyte.
Appreciate that, man. That's nice, man. Whatever, man. I'm sure they know who I am, whatever the name is. It's all good anyway. It's all love, man. What are you saying?
I'm going to ask you, did you watch your brother's sparring session with me?
Hey, that was good. I saw you hit him with a nice little jab there. But he was going down too easy. I don't know what that was about. He hardly touched you. I thought you looked stronger than you actually are, or I gave you credit for, I should say. That's what I really should say.
Normally, my response here would be, well, you get in with him, but you probably already have. So
listen, I've had years of abuse and moving around. I leave that to the younger guys now to take the punches. You know what I mean? And he hits too hard right now for me anyway. You know what I mean?
Well, I've been in the ring with Fury, your brother. I haven't been in with Joshua yet. So once I've done Joshua, then I can compare the power.
I hear you. They all got power, these heavy boys. Anyone over, 13 stones got power. I'm sure you got a bit of power if you catch anyone on the whiskers. You know what I mean? But you looked all right. I saw your little jab. You've been practicing. You didn't go on, you're a clever boy. You've been practicing. You didn't try and go on there willy-nilly. You know what I mean?
It didn't help at the start of it when he said KUGAN is going to die. That didn't help my mentality going into that.
Listen, I think that's his, like, Ivan Drago's stance, Everyone's going to die, If he dies, he dies. That's his kind of attitude. It's a terrible one to have, you know what I mean?
Watching that and watching kind of how your brother approached that, would you say I was kind of lucky that I didn't come out with any kind of a little bit of damage?
No, I totally agree with you. I think you've done exceptionally well to walk away intact with your ribs not broken or a sore nose. He's very spiteful and a little bit, there's a lot of spite, but he's very spiteful, in fact. You know what I mean? So, yeah, let me get up because I think John's coming in here.
Go on, mate.
No, he's got a lot of spite anyway. You know what I mean, yeah?
Hey. What's going on with you? You signed any more fighters?
Not as yet. I'm just just talking to a couple of guys and that and seeing how it goes. You know what I mean? So I can't take on too much, because it's a big, it's a big workload. You know what I mean? So at the minute we're just kind of seeing what we can do with the guys that we got there, and I'll continue to have some meetings and sieve out whatever good talents left, what Matchroom and the other guys haven't taken. You know what I mean? Or prospects that I can bring along and nurture and kind of bring them to a good position. You know what I mean?
Dean, just a final one. I know your boy's fighting in there, but a little bit of a frustrating period for Dillian at the moment, kind of while he's waiting for an opponent for the July 13th.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, he had a magnificent 2018. You saw that he was fighting quite regular every 3 months, and now what you've got is he's coming off a devastating win and a great knockout against Derek Chisora. We're in April now, and he still hasn't had a fight. I think he performs better when he fights regular and stays in camp. So obviously July the 13th is the date that's in mind and they've set aside. But listen, we got to wait and see. I'm sure he's raring to go and he wants to get an opponent. But yet again, what you got to look at the landscape. All of the good guys are taken. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure who the opponent is. I'm sure something will be mentioned shortly with an opponent-wise, over the next few days or weeks or whatever. But he's raring to go, man. He wants to get out there, and then he wants to get a shot at one of the world title holders later on down the year.
Do you back his decision not to have taken that Joshua fight, which would have been tomorrow?
Yeah, I definitely agree. The timing weren't there anyway. In terms of a full, I think, 12-week camp, I don't think there was a 12-week. I think it was something like 9 or something like that. But at the same time, if we're looking at him as a commodity and knowing his worth and the value of himself, obviously these guys, they know what they're worth, just like Joshua. He's not going to go in there and take any fights like against Fury or Wilder. If the numbers ain't correct, he doesn't want to give them 50-50, he doesn't want to give them 60-40. So all comes down to numbers at the end of it as well, because when you're at the top with these big boys, all these fights are dangerous, they're hard, and they want to get paid as well. Not just paid by, obviously, the belts are there. Of course, the belts are on the line. That's an added bonus, but obviously they want to be financially paid as well, especially if they're bringing good numbers to the table, like Dillian does with the pay-per-view numbers and stuff like that. So, Dillian does his own thing and he's doing quite well. I'm sure when they come back to the table again to negotiate, I think the numbers will, maybe be in his favour a little bit more. But that's down to, a good team negotiating and standing on your morals and saying, listen, I'm valuing myself more. And that's what he's done, and I think he's done the right move. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Dean, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV, and let you crack on with your guy, and we'll catch up soon.
All right. Excellent. Bye.